Everybody, I'm Ursula. I have just relocated back from the US and met Tony and wanted to do a total refresher around UK boards and international boards. The course, I can say, was second to none. What Tony has done is he's amassed a fantastic network of really well networked people with fantastic experience. And the nuggets that I've got in my notebook is absolutely incredible that have helped me shoot myself forward in my executive search here in the UK, as well as help me with my roles that I have in the US as well. One of the things that I felt was there was two things. One was the network that Tony brought and the education that that network brought. And I've sat on boards for many years, and actually there was a few stumbling points that I was quite lucky I didn't trip over that I found out during the course. So it was the network he brought together and the information that they bestowed upon us. And then it was also the network of us together as a group. It was amazing how open and honest the alumni was. And we were doing breakout sessions, how we could discuss where our frame of mind and frame of reference was and challenge and discuss each other. By the end of it, one of the things that surprised me the most with my outcome is that at the end, after doing all of this work, we do our sort of elevator pitch and like, who am I? Why would a board want us? What kind of board do I want to be on? And what I discovered is that many of us were quite broad in our experiences. So we were trying to make our board pitch as broad as possible. But what Tony and the team helped us do was actually narrow that and make our stories more succinct and actually get us to think about even passion areas that we liked. So instead of widening it, it narrowed us. But what happens is when it narrows you, it increases your appeal, and it's when people remember you when somebody else is having that other conversation, or when your Ned resume, which is completely different, and Tony will walk you through that, to your ordinary resume. It's a completely different resume. When that lands on a headhunter's table, what are the three things that they'll remember about you? And we squeezed and squeezed and squeezed and squeezed that. And I thought my first one was great, and it was absolutely awful. But now I feel confident going into. I went to a big networking event yesterday, and I felt very confident walking in, saying, "Who am I? What am I looking for? What's my USP?" So I think all of that is actually second to none, and I think it gets you to your best you and the best presentable you to be on a board, and it gives you the protections, and actually even frames. One of the things is, how do you challenge the executive without actually challenging them? So how do you get them to think about their thought? How do you say that your thought process is going in a different way? Can they come back to you on that, or how can you help? How can they help you understand better what they're trying to do? So it was second to none. It's a great alumni, great resources that I go back to again and again. Some of it's just common sense, but sometimes we forget the common sense. So it was very good indeed. And then the support all the way through from Tony and Bryony was second to none. Very professionally run. Everything was on time. It was a pleasure to be on board, and also a very positive experience.